Our invocation. We belong to the eternal here and now. We did not begin when we were born. Our origin goes back to the beginningless beginning of all things. Our biography is the story of earth and sun and humankind. Do we end when we die? Something eternal is revealed in everything. Our brains and bodies are mosaics of the same unknown that underlies the light, the star, the sea. We do not know what it is, but we live in it and we call it life. We belong to the oneness from which we all have emerged. We gather today to celebrate the life and mourn the death of Elizabeth Anding Bonnecaze. Elizabeth was a daughter, a sister, an aunt, a friend. She was an accountant, and early in her life, she was a waitress and a nanny and a ski instructor. To say that another way, she was someone who spent her life helping other people enjoy life and to be okay. In fact, that is how she spent most of the last few years of her life. The last year, she helped take care of both of her parents. Before that, she helped take care of a church member and a lifelong family friend, Rosemary, who was struggling with dementia. Did she live with Rosemary? She lived with her to help her. This was after the death of her husband, Tom. My name is Nathan Ryan. I'm one of the ministers here at this church. This is the church that her parents are members of. This is the church she was raised in, and she follows in a long tradition of Unitarian Universalist children who were raised in a UU church, who still probably identified with the religion but never found a way to join the church. Is that fair? I had only met Elizabeth a couple of times, both for Tom and Rosemary's services. Because I never really got to know her, the only stories that I have about her is the hole that she left. It's sort of like seeing the wind. You can never see it, but you can see the impact that it has. As such, I cannot tell you what she believed. For those who are new to this religion, this is a religion without a belief requirement. We are more focused on how we treat each other than that we have to align to a specific doctrine. To say that another way, this is a religion that prioritizes love of neighbor and love of the world as it could be, over a particular doctrine or dogma. So I never had the opportunity to talk with her about her understandings of God or the afterlife or any of those things. So I am not able to say with any authenticity what she did and did not believe. What I do know, though, is that Elizabeth believed very strongly in the scientific world. So I'm going to take a little bit of ministerial liberty with this, because these are not things that her family has explicitly told me, but I think that they would reflect her belief. I think she believed in the scientific world that said that we are all connected. She believed in the scientific world that knew that our bodies are built up of elements that have existed since the beginning of time. These elements that made up Elizabeth have made up stars and galaxies and oceans and dirt and other people, and for a brief time, they came together to make up her. And while these elements were together in this one unique manifestation, they created a woman who made the world better because she was here. She shared joy with this world. She helped others, and now the world has a little less light since those elements have moved on. That reality does not fix the hole that is left here today. It just means that while the wave is gone, the ocean still exists. There are a few things I would like for you to know about this service. First, it is okay for you to laugh. Our goal is to tell stories of Elizabeth. It is to let her shine through in this hour, and those stories will be incomplete. They will be imperfect, because there is no way we can fully retell someone from up here, not in an hour, not in a lifetime. However, for the three people who are going to be speaking from up here, as you tell a story about her, I encourage you to look out among all of the people and look at their reactions, because the 100 or 200 reactions that are gathered in this room will more fully capture who she was than anything we can tell up here. So instead of perfection, today we are going to let you remember her as you knew her. And knowing her includes laughter. It might include anger or sadness or disappointment. It will include joy and grief. Essentially, she deserves to be remembered as fully human. This is true for her and for every person. All of you deserve to be remembered not as the two-dimensional person, not as the person who is all good or only defined by your failings, but the full, beautiful complexity of who you are. One last thing, and this is a message for Julianne and Buddy, and all of the parents who are part of that group who have had a child die before them. I am sorry. There are not words to describe the challenge you are going through. It is not right. It is not the order of things. I wish that I had answers or explanations. I do not. Please just know that we will help get you through this. Not the three of us. We will help get you through this. Please know that we will help you. This church has more parents in your circumstance than I wish were true. We have done this before, and we will do this again. Please do not connect too many dots. Just let the pain be the pain and make it through each day until one day the volume of this loss will lower enough that you can start hearing other noises again. I wrote sounds. Sounds are prettier than noises. In the meantime, and even after you start hearing those sounds again, we will be here for you through this. Family, are you committing to be there for them? If you agree, say we will. Can you say it louder? We will. Do you hear it? Good. Our goal today is to simply set aside an hour to let Elizabeth shine, to let you remember her as she deserves to be remembered, to help give this family and her friends a little respite in their grief, to help us to remember the divine interconnection that we all have with each other. May today's service heal some hearts and let us acknowledge the great loss that we are living with. The way that we start services in the Unitarian Universalist Church is with a chalice lighting. So I'm going to invite her parents up to, I will help them light the chalice. So just everyone stay put. The words, for those who wish, are in the order of service. With hope to make this a better world, we light this flame. Its light is the symbol of the power of love. When the family was trying to pick hymns and music, they really leaned heavily on songs they knew from when they were in camp together. So I'll invite everyone, if your body lets you, to rise as we sing this first hymn.
For the sweetness of the
reading for this service comes from a colleague of mine. In the daily weave of our lives, those who have died are still strong, guiding threads. Theirs is the golden glimmer, or perhaps the brilliant red or melancholy blue. Still, they are a part of the whole cloth of our lives. They are the ancestors, the goers before. Through this, we know immortality. In the hour-to-hour rush of our daily tasks, they travel with us through something they taught us, which is now ours to do. Through something they loved, which is now ours to carry out. Through something we shared, which is now ours alone, and yet not. Through this, we know immortality. In the minute-to-minute grasp of where we are, we remember the joys of our departed that they gave us, which opened us up to hope. The sorrows we knew together, which taught us strength. The life shared, which is now ours to steward. Through this, we know immortality. In the second-to-second pulse of life, we sense the spirit of those who have loved and lost. This presence is too shy for naming, too amorphous for full knowing, and yet as real as the days we shared. Through this, we know immortality. They are more than remembered. They are memory itself. For what we love lives on in the ways our beloved dead accompany us through our life. Their words and wisdom guide us. Their humor, our relief. Their restless concern for the world, our charge. Through this, we know immortality. Today, we are going to do eulogies maybe a little different than you've experienced it. I've asked the family not to recapture a chronological retelling of her life. Instead, I'm going to invite 3 different people up, 2 cousins and a sister, to tell stories about who Elizabeth was so that you can have feelings again of that you had probably when she was right in front of you. So I'd first like to invite Hillary to come up for our first eulogy.
All right, good morning. For those who don't know me, I'm Hillary Thompson, Elizabeth's only first cousin on her mother's side. As the eldest member of our generation, Elizabeth was someone who I, the baby of the family, always looked up to. Despite a 9-year age gap, she never teased or made me feel small, and she always went out of her way not only to include me in the present, but also to connect me with family history that I was too young to experience or remember. Through Elizabeth's storytelling, I learned what a fun uncle my dad was back when he was still single, all about his unorthodox driving lessons on the country roads in North Louisiana, and what spending time in Delhi with Nanny, Papa, and Betty was like. Most memorably, after our grandmother's passing, Elizabeth helped to organize a day-long lesson in the art of hot tamale making, ensuring I didn't miss out on this ending family tradition. Though I may not have realized it at the time, in hindsight it's clear that Elizabeth inspired and shaped my life in so many ways, both big and small. From being the first in our family to sail Lake Summit at Camp Green Cove, to dancing in a glamorous white gown at a debutante ball, and leaving Louisiana to go out of state for college, Elizabeth set the example that I would follow from age 7 to 22. Her move to Aspen led to us celebrating 2 wonderful white Christmases together, the opportunity for me to learn how to ski, an activity my Bonnecaze cousins always raved about, and even the acquisition of my first Louis Vuitton purse, one of a pair of matching clutches that to this day, still not quite sure how she convinced my father to buy for us. A few years later, she took me on a multi-state college tour before my senior year of high school. And while I didn't end up at any of the universities that we visited together, that road trip was a formative experience. It was with Elizabeth that I discovered I'm a city girl who likes to visit small towns and not the other way around. And our time together in Georgetown sparked my love of Washington, D.C., where I've had the pleasure of living for the past 14 years. When I remember Elizabeth and reflect on our time together, what stands out the most was her love and unconditional support. When I was an awkward and insecure adolescent, she boosted my confidence, encouraged me to see beauty in the mirror rather than flaws, and asked insightful questions, helping me to figure out who I was and what I wanted. She even cared for me at my lowest, volunteering to take overnight shifts when I was hospitalized unexpectedly at the end of my first semester of college. Despite her aversion to needles and hospitals, she stayed by my side, keeping my spirits up when I was sick and scared, and enabling my parents to get some much-needed rest. Later, she was among the first to congratulate me when I landed my first professional position after graduate school, and as I earned subsequent promotions, working my way through the faculty ranks. Throughout my whole life, Elizabeth was always there, cheering me on, and it's still so hard to believe that she's no longer with us. She is and will continue to be dearly missed, but I'm deeply grateful for the time that we had together and for the memories that I will always treasure. Thank you.
I'd now like to invite up Scott Wilson.
Morning. Scott Wilson. I'm Lizzie's favorite cousin. My first cousin. Today we gather to remember Lizzie. But to me, she was much more than just a cousin. She was one of my closest friends, someone who walked beside me through every stage of life. Lizzie was one of the most thoughtful and caring people I've ever known. She had a huge heart for helping others, and she had a gift for understanding people, especially in their weakest moments. She just knew when someone needed support, and she always showed up. That was Lizzie. She did not just say she cared, she proved it with presence. Lizzie came from an incredible family. My Uncle Buddy, named Julianne, raised a family that is a true definition of love and closeness. The bond they built with Jan, God rest her soul, Lizzie, Lee, and Lewis are something special. The kind of family that shows up for each other no matter what. You could see it in the way they laughed together, supported one another, and stood by each other through everything. That closeness shaped Lizzie into the woman she became. She learned to love at home, and she carried that love into the world. Growing up, we were always close. Some of my favorite memories are at the Woodstone house. Yes, the one that had a pool that we shared so many memories with all of our cousins. That house was not just a place, it was a gathering spot with family, noise, joy, and togetherness. Those were simple times, but it built a bond that lasted our whole lives. Through high school and into adulthood, we stayed close. We were always bouncing ideas off each other and gossiping about life. At one point, we even thought we were going to become billionaires with our prescription drug card business. I thought I was a good salesman until I saw Lizzie in action. She could convince anyone that whatever she had was the best, and she was never going to accept no for an answer. That determination and confidence were just part of who she was. But more than anything, what I will never forget is how Lizzie became my sidekick after my divorce. She was my #1 counselor. All it took was one simple text, and she would be there. No hesitation, no excuses. Just Lizzie showing up like she always did. That kind of loyalty is rare, and I will carry that gratitude with me for the rest of my life. When I married Michelle, I gained an incredible partner, and Lizzie gained even more people to love. She adored Camille and always wanted to come over and spend time with her. And then came Mark. Lizzie became such a big part of his life. She was always around, always wanted to be with all of us. Anytime Mark had a sporting event, she would text me asking what time and what field. She was his biggest cheerleader. Although Lizzie's life was not long enough, she made a forever impact on my life, on Michelle's life, on Camille's life, and on Mark's life. And I know that same impact lives deeply with Uncle Buddy, Aunt Julianne, Lee, and Lewis, because the love they share as a family is unbreakable. It breaks my heart that I will never get another text from her again. That loss is something I will carry forever. But I always carry the love she gave us, and the love brings me peace. Lizzie was not just part of our lives, she made our lives better. I will miss my cousin, I will miss my friend, and I will never forget her. And I'd like to end with a poem that I found off of Google, so I didn't write it. True friendship is not measured by the years we get to keep, but by the quiet promises our hearts will always keep. It is showing up in silence when the world feels hard and long. It is steady hands and open arms. It is courage when we are not strong. It is laughter in the sunlight. It is late night talks that heal. It is knowing without asking exactly how we feel. True friendship does not end when one of us may part, because the love we built together still lives in our heart. So, though I cannot see you or hear your voice today, I will carry you beside me in every step I take. Thank you.
And our last eulogy is from her sister Lee.
For those of you who don't know, my name is Lee, and I'm Elizabeth's sister. Thank you all again for coming to honor her today and to support my family and me. It's hard to know what to say in a moment like this, trying to capture the essence of someone whose life was cut far too short, but I will do my best. Liz was 20 months older than me, 1 grade ahead in school. I have so many memories from when we lived in Woodstone. Playing dress up in my mom's closet and then pretending to be older girls living in a college dorm or apartment. Spending endless summer days in our backyard pool, which were especially fun when we would have all the cousins over, like Scott said. Renting Dirty Dancing over and over again from Video Village on Highland Road. Bonnecaze family Christmas Eves. Driving a golf cart around my grandparents' property in Delhi. Making up dances to songs like Hey Mickey, Elvira, and this random Fifth Dimension song called Up, Up, and Away. And we would perform using our pool table as a stage, sometimes even forcing our brother Lewis to wear our dance costumes. When our parents got our first family CD player and bought a bunch of CDs, Liz and I listened to them on repeat. We were tweens with the music taste of middle-aged parents, listening to Carole King, the Righteous Brothers, and our favorite, Neil Diamond. We spent most childhood summers at Green Cove, our beloved summer camp in the mountains of western North Carolina. Camp was a formative experience for both of us and instilled a love of the outdoors as we hiked, sailed, and canoed. Many of the songs you are hearing today bring back fond memories of camp, including Leaving on a Jet Plane, which was the song we always sang during final campfire. Even though I loved camp, one year when I was 13, I had the bright idea to skip it and instead do a summer exchange program in Paris. My parents decided that Liz should do the same, and we proceeded to have the worst month of our lives, as our host sisters were not excited to have us with them for the summer. Liz and I never got along better as we banded together to survive the French girls, as we called them, but I'm not sure she ever forgave me for coming up with the idea. As we got older, obviously the most important thing was going out. Once she turned 18, Liz gave me her ID so that I could also get into bars, because it's crazy to believe that the drinking age was 18 back then. One time when I went to Bogey's, the local bar, the bouncer looked at my ID and said, "Nice try, I know Elizabeth," and turned me away. I told my sister about it later, and the next time she went to Bogey's, she yelled at the bouncer that I was her sister and that he should let me in. So the next weekend, I tried again, and after looking at my ID, the bouncer said, "Nice to see you, Elizabeth," and waved me inside. Liz had a great fashion sense and was always willing to provide fashion advice or let me borrow clothes. In my 20s, I would often fly into Baton Rouge and end up without the right thing to wear to whatever event I was in town for. Looking at the photos that you saw earlier, I realized how often I was wearing her clothes that she generously let me borrow. Once my husband Ian came into my life, she also helped him shop and pick out clothes for various occasions, including his own sister's wedding. Liz even did my makeup for my wedding day. My daughter Kate still remembers how excited she was when Liz bought her her first makeup set as a child. When it comes to clothes and makeup, Kate and Liz definitely have more in common with each other than me. Many of my Jackson Hole friends where I live now know Liz from my bachelorette party and wedding. When she died, I was struck by how many mentioned her memorable wedding toast. When I was cleaning out Liz's room, I even found a note card with the speech written on it. Part of her toast talked about how when we shared a room as kids, we used to stay up past our bedtime and swing on our metal canopy beds as though they were gymnastics uneven bars. This would cause them to break, and my mom never realized until we told her much later that it was due to our antics and not the quality of the beds. Her heartfelt wedding toast ended by wishing Ian and me a lifetime of late-night talks and swinging on bedpost. Many of you here have kids that knew my sister as a special Lizzie in their lives, whether officially their aunt or not. My kids, Kate and Julian, are no exception. Liz loved kids and had a special way with them, whether teaching them to swim or always being available for imaginary play, something I never enjoyed as a parent. As my kids got older, they loved cuddling in her bed while watching Naked and Afraid or other survival reality TV shows. For all those fun and funny memories, I want to share a moment that is emblematic of Liz's kind and giving character. When my daughter was 3, my son Julian was born. It was an acutely trying time in my life. We moved twice before Julian was 8 weeks old. My husband and I were both working a lot. I had an infant who cried if I wasn't holding him, along with a difficult toddler, who's now no longer difficult. Without realizing it, I had spiraled into postpartum depression. I couldn't see how much help I needed. Sometimes you are blind to it while you are suffering. My sister came to visit when Julian was about 7 weeks old. We may not have always seen eye to eye on everything, but wow. Somehow Liz was able to immediately see what no one else had, that I was severely struggling. She stepped in to do everything she could to help. She didn't ask me what I needed. She just took care of things. She held Julian while I took a shower or answered emails, rocked him while I got some sleep, entertained Kate, helped with meals, cleaned the kitchen, just stayed with me so that I didn't feel so alone. I'm so grateful to Liz for the time she spent with us. It was such a relief the week that she was there. And I was able to take a deep breath that I hadn't realized I was holding. I felt so seen and loved and held. And I hope that Liz can feel us all today, holding and loving her. Her love and kindness will live on in our hearts.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. Taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could cry. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when So many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I think of you. Every song I sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Now the time has come to leave you. One more time, let me kiss you. Close your eyes, I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to say I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
I'll invite us all to just gather in kind of a moment of meditative reflection. Close your eyes if it is helpful for you. And I invite everyone to take a collective breath in and out. Whatever it is that keeps you going each day, may you find that strength right now somewhere in your heart and in your soul. For everyone gathered in this room and online and beyond, may you remember that while death is real and grief is real, our interconnections are even more real. As you breathe in and out, as you breathe in the same oxygen that Elizabeth breathed in and out, the same oxygen that every person who has ever lived on this earth has breathed in and out, help us to remember that we are only here for a brief, fleeting time. And the most important thing is that we share love openly and freely. May the love that Elizabeth shared with this world be multiplied beyond measure. And may those who are grieving find comfort, find community. May you know that there is a love holding you. And wherever Elizabeth's spirit is right now, may it hear and know the love that is in this room and that is beyond. I invite everyone to take one more collective breath in and then out. May you be held.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Oh, imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
I have a litany I am inviting you to take part in. After each line, I will ask you to respond back, "We will remember her." In the rising of the sun and when it goes down, in the blowing of the wind and the cold of winter, in the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, in the blueness of sky and the heat of summer, in the rustling of leaves and the beauty of autumn. When we lend someone in our family their clothes, apparently. No, I didn't hear it. When you step in without a second thought to help someone in need. I'm actually going to ask, I don't often do this, but I think the family needs support. If there's one that you're going to remember her with, would you shout it out and I will repeat it, please? This is for all of you, not... When I lose a singles tennis match? When you accidentally DNF in your ski tournaments. I don't know what that means. Come on. Oh, when you accidentally don't finish your ski tournament. When I watch an LSU football game. Family Christmas Eve. Peppermint Crunch candy. An afternoon nap that she hated. Let's have two more. Make the drive to Delhi. When you do your makeup. So long as we live, she too will live. Elizabeth Anding Bonnecaze lived on this earth. She helped, she played, she laughed, she shared love openly. She shared her joy with the world, and after 48 years, her body gave all that it could. She was cremated and scattered. She was cremated and will be scattered later at a private ceremony with her family, immediate family. After this service, there will be a reception in kind of this area and also outside, because there's a lot of you. Please use that time to tell her story and to talk about her and to talk to each other, because that is where the healing from a memorial service and a celebration of life really happens. And in 2 months, when the casseroles stop coming in, please reach out to this family. Please. So long as you continue to tell stories about her, you let her live in your hearts, she will stay with us in one way or another. May you know peace and may you know love. Amen. When we picked the closing hymn, I assumed there would be more Unitarians and less family. So this is a very familiar Unitarian hymn, but for a lot of you, it's going to be kind of new. So I'm going to invite everyone to rise in body or spirit and try your best to work through this one.
You have to sway with this one. Below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life, and never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, sing the fish in the deep. Live below in those ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, make our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
I'm going to actually ask everyone to stay seated as the family leaves, because there's a lot of you and they're going to get stuck talking to you up in the front. The benediction, actually, I heard in this service, which is, I was able to take a deep breath I didn't know that I was holding. May that be what you take away today. May you each be able to take a deep breath. May you know love. May you know peace. Amen.